Hey everyone, it's Rebecca Hamilton, and I wanted to hop on here and talk to you guys about something that I've been thinking about and is a great way to start your week, maybe. So, I was thinking about how I have these two beliefs that really shape my life. And they're two, what I like to call core beliefs. So to me, beliefs are always things that we can change. But the problem is, or I guess the challenge is that your mind is hardwired and it wants to fight for your belief, whether it's serving you or not. So that's why the whole game of changing your beliefs or changing your patterns is more difficult because you've built a momentum and you've got to unbuild that momentum. It's sort of like a train when it's going, however many miles an hour and it can't stop. Somebody walks on the track, they're going to get smacked, right? Because it can't stop. If there's a tree in front of it, it wouldn't matter. It can't stop, not quick enough. So you've got to be able to slow that train down and turn that train around. So anyway, and that's a different live. What I wanted to talk about is my beliefs. And one of the things that I hear people say that is very contrary to what so many of these memes and these things that I hear. So listen to the difference in this. And I want to talk about power for a minute. Okay, so when I was about 13 or so, my mom decided that we would be Baptist. And so we went to a couple services and maybe a little bit younger. And I remember hearing two distinct things out of all of that. Two of the things that I heard, one is that you basically just need the faith the size of a mustard seed to create. That's a whole nother live or a whole nother video and subject, which anybody who knows me knows that runs through me. Like, I totally believe that. And the other one is you treat people the way you want to be treated. So here's the thing, and there's a lot in that statement, right? Because you have to have your standards figured out. How do you want to be treated? What is important to you? So those things will dictate how you show up in the world. So many times I hear people, and I see memes that are like, the way you show up is the way I'm going to treat you. And, your attitude dictates my attitude or something like that. And think about this. Just think about, first of all, that is clearly opposite from, the whole idea that you treat people the way you want to be treated. And I think a lot of times it's easier to look at that when you are not in a place of being upset because somebody's treated you wrong. And that's usually the time when our beliefs and our ideas are challenged, when everything is peachy, right? Nobody's thinking about that stuff. So anyway, so when you look at if I'm treating people the way I want to be treated versus treating people the way they treat me, which is very much a theme that I hear, where's the power? The power is over here, people. The power is when you can treat people the way you want to be treated, then you are the one that's in charge of how you feel. As soon as you give away that power to somebody else, life gets real difficult real quick. You start doing things that are out of your character, that are not aligned, they're not congruent with your belief, because all of a sudden you're not treating people or dealing in ways that that speak to who you are. So, and there's a couple different ways to go about it, but what I would say to you is that you have got to figure out, A, what are your beliefs? And B, are you living true to them? If you're not, there are not enough buts, there are not enough howevers, there are not enough yets, there are not enough transition words in this world to make that okay. Like, you can't lie to yourself. You can lie to me, you can lie to whoever else you need to lie to, but you can't lie to yourself. And so if you are living Groundhog Day, if you are waking up and the same stuff is showing up, it doesn't have to be the same people, it doesn't have to be the same environment, but the same feelings, the same types of things, the same themes are showing up in your life, I invite you to take a serious look and figure out what your beliefs are and where you're living true to them. And where you're not, I invite you to either A, figure out how to change your belief. And I will do another video on that because it's not that difficult. It's something that can be done. Or stop doing whatever it is that you're doing. If you're doing something that you don't think you should be doing, think about this. If you've ever had weight loss issues, think about the fact that the foods that you eat when you, like your cheat foods, are usually foods that you don't feel good about eating. So just think about, like, there's so many places I could go with this, but what I think, the biggest theme here is figure out what you believe and start living true to it. Start taking some inventory, start taking some responsibility. And it's, we want to do, everybody is so cool with action, 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 do action. Take some action, but take some internal action. Look at what the hell is going on inside of you. Look at how you're feeling in your days. Look at what you're doing, what you're spending your days doing, and what you think about it. That is one of the quickest way to inspire some really awesome things to happen in your life. So anyway, I'm going to stop there. You guys have an awesome day. Own your shit. This is your shit. This is your life. Like, if you don't do it, one thing I know is nobody else will. People are absolutely fine. Why? Because they have their own freaking life. They don't have time to worry about your life and your beliefs. So you've got to take the initiative and figure out what it is you want and then go get it. Like, let's figure this stuff out. It's all right there. Like, we can totally do this. You guys have a great Monday.